Welcome everyone to the 4th episode of Tea Time with Meg. I'm Meg and this is my sidekick Shadow. He is a Aussie doodle. He came to say hello. But grab your tea, grab your drink of choice, and get cozy because here we go. So today we're going to be talking about comfort TV shows, ones that you go to over and over, and what does it suit your mood at times? Do you just watch it because you want to watch it because you love it so much? What are your go-to snacks every day? We talked about drinks before. We didn't talk much about snacks. So let's get started. Let's also talk about rainy days. What's your ideal rainy day? Is it reading, watching shows, movies, baking, journaling, gaming, taking a walk in the rain, or not rain, or simply listening to the rain? What do you do during those times? And what makes you comfy during those days? And then just a little bit about cozy routines. Do you tidy your space? Do you make tea? Do you make a special meal? Or what do you do to prepare yourself for the next day? And we're going to touch on all those things. So, comfort TV shows. I have so many. One is Call the Midwife. The other is Stranger Things, Grey's Anatomy. I have so many, I cannot explain to you. Little House on the Prairie, the original series. By the way, congratulations to those who just released the Netflix series, Little House on the Prairie. It is so far good, and I'm excited to see more. So I hope you all get a chance to watch that as well. And one thing that I enjoy is just sitting down and watching those. I will watch those all the time. I will go back to them over and over and over again, and I absolutely love it. So coming back to those shows like Stranger Things and Call the Midwife, it's like I mentioned with the movies, it's being immersed into that world and feeling like you're part of it to a point, because they do such a good job with storytelling. It might be intense at times, and it might make you go, holy moly, what is going on? Why is it like this right now? So that's what brings me back to those, because they're so well done, and it makes me happy. Sometimes I go to Stranger Things when I need something intense and I need to dig my brain in something. Call the Midwife, it gives me hope, and it makes me feel like there's hope for the future, and it just makes me happy. If you've never watched either of those, please go watch them. I definitely recommend it. Both are on Netflix, and just watch them. So I think going back to those always just brings me back to the center of myself. I get caught up in the day-to-day anxieties, and I get caught up in just my own brain, and there's always so much going on, and it's like having scrambled eggs in your brain all the time. So watching those kind of brings me back to my center, and it makes me happy. And I have a dog that I can cuddle, as he keeps wandering around. You'll see him on occasion. And I plan on doing an episode about dogs, and I'm excited for that. So, to continue on, I have not a specific mood that I watch each of those on. It's just, I watch them, and I enjoy them, and it makes me comfortable to watch them, because I know what to expect. I know that, things can be happy and sad and crazy, depending on the show, and that's okay. I will recommend shows like crazy to people, and if you don't like it, that's totally okay. People have recommended shows to me, and sometimes I'm like, I'll watch them, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can't get through this, or this is the most amazing thing in the world. So that's what I do, and those are kind of some of my comfort shows, and there's so many, it's so hard to name all of them. And I think it's important that no matter what, you listen to yourself and you try whatever you want. Now, if somebody says, don't watch this because I know you won't like it, it's up to you to decide if you want to watch it or not. If you know for sure just by a trailer that you're going to be absolutely not having any of that, I can understand. It's not for everybody. So, do what you want, do what you're comfortable with, and don't let others influence you by saying, oh no, you're going to hate this, or oh, you're going to really love this, and then you find out, no, I don't. Always give it a try if you are comfortable with it, though. Do not do something you're uncomfortable with. As I lead away from comfort TV shows, because I could keep going and going and going, and you're going to be like, all right, shut up, you said the same thing 15 times. I will move on to the snacks. Day to day, what do you like to go to? And I mentioned earlier two of the snacks that I absolutely love. H cheddar Gardettos, garlic herb Chex Mix. I also love Smart Food white cheddar popcorn. That is one of my favorites. And I buy a heap full of all three of those. So I also love popped popcorn as well. There's something always classic about doing that. But keep in mind, my tastes are going to be different than yours. So what are your go-to snacks every day or every other day or once a week? What do you treat yourself to that is your favorite and that you could go back to time after time after time? A new snack that I've found that I really love, and I only do this, once in a while. I don't get these all the time because I don't need the sugar. I don't need any of these snacks, but I enjoy them, is they're freeze-dried caramel M&Ms. They are so freaking good, and I am very happy that I found these. I love the original caramel M&Ms, but I think these take the cake because they're just so good, and I absolutely love them. So that is like a new treat that I've enjoyed. And when it comes to drink, I've really found that I love drinking Crystal Light in my water. It kind of gives it an extra taste that you don't get with just obviously plain water, because it's water. It can get boring drinking the same old thing all the time, and I have my pop, I have water, I have milk, but adding that little bit of Crystal Light or Electric Light packet, is something that I enjoy doing. So I recently got some of those, and I love it. It just adds that little bit of flavor to the water and makes it not so boring. So that is what I do. When it comes to, favorite memories that are associated with those, I don't really have any. I tried it and I loved it. I don't really have a memory to go with those, and it's something that you don't have to have a memory just because you enjoy something. The first time I taste something, I was like, yep, these are what I'm getting all the time. And I do. And they are so delicious. That's about it, honestly. I don't go too crazy. I don't have a specific memory or anything when it comes to drinks or snacks. There are some with drinks, trying butterbeer for the first time in Orlando, trying all their treats and snacks. I love those. Again, with the Harry Potter, they make some good stuff. I'm not going to deny it. So, I will leave that there. Now, rainy day activities. We're going to just move right along. And we're going to just push the snack aside because I'm starving. So, rainy day activities. I love a good rainy day. I love listening to a good thunderstorm, but if it gets past a thunderstorm, then no, we're not. We're not okay with that. I'm not a whole give me a good tornado. I'm like, no, I don't like tornadoes. Who does? No one likes tornadoes. I'll study the tornadoes, but I don't want a tornado in my backyard. Thank you. But a good rumbly thunderstorm with some lightning and then rain, who doesn't love the sound of that? I'm just going to be honest. So I love to listen to it. I will read on rainy days. I will watch shows. I don't really do any baking. I'm not the greatest at it. I've attempted it. it just ended up lopsided. I don't know. I do like to cook, but I'm, again, not very good at it. I think that I'm getting better at it, but I'm not perfect. So I will cook. Sometimes we just do leftovers or we order, but, I think cooking is more what I go for than baking. Journaling, I don't really journal too much. I do write down thoughts and stuff, but I'm not a super big journaler. Love to game. I'm a big gamer. I'm part of several communities, and I absolutely love those communities. The people are great. The atmosphere is great. Conversation is great. And I think I enjoy just the people overall. I'm part of several communities, like I said, and 2 of them are very close to my heart, and I've met so many great people through gaming, and that's just what I do. I game every day. After I get home from work, I play a game after dinner, or, I might game all day on a Saturday or Sunday. It's what I do, and I absolutely, absolutely love it. And that will be a podcast, too. It's about games and all that fun stuff, so I'm not going to go too deep dive into it, but we do a lot of gaming. And I've met a lot of great people, and I'm so happy to have them in my circle and have their support and their love, and I'm more than willing to give it back. So you know who you are if you're listening, and I love you all very much, and thank you. So I game. I go for walks occasionally, but I do have issues with an ankle, foot, so I don't do it too much because of the pain. And that's a story for another time, but I broke my foot and my ankle really bad a few years back, and I just have some permanent damage from it. So walking is a little bit harder for me, but I do take the dog for occasional walks, and not on a rainy day. I mean, sometimes it's rained, but that's usually when it's not right on top of, it's not actively raining, but it might as we come back or something. But it's always a great time, going with the dog for a little walk, or with my mom and her dog. My mom has a small little dog named Benny. My dog's name is Shadow. Again, we will cover dogs in another episode. So those are some of the activities I do. I love reading. I love to write. I used to love to draw, but it's just not. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of it, and I'm just not as good as I was a long time ago at drawing. So I'm more into the photography, the drones, the gaming, the doing different arts and crafts. I love to leather work. So there's some things that I do during days like that where some people just relax. I love to relax too, but I combine it. I relax while I do these things, especially on rainy days where it's you can't really do much outside and you just want to have time inside. So that's what we do, or that's what we do. That's what I do. Please tell me what you do, you as in all the we people watching, I guess, if you want to say it that way, I guess. But please tell me what you do on a rainy day or a non-rainy day. What are your comfort things to do when you just can't do something else? Small habits, cozy routines. That's one of those things where it's similar. When my cozy routine, especially at the end of the night or if I have to work the next day, is I'll play a game. I'll get myself ready for bed, and I'll get I'll get everything around that I need to for the next day, and then I relax. I read, or I play a video game, or I watch YouTube or Netflix, listen to a podcast. I do listen to a lot of podcasts, so I'm more than willing to recommend some of those as well. Just let me know. But I love true crime as well, so a lot of times I will listen to a true crime podcast, I'll watch a true crime show, I'll talk with friends about it. But there's so many things that I do to relax before going to bed, whether it's on a weekend or during the week before work. On weekends, obviously, I stay up late, I hang out with friends online, and we'll play D&D on the weekends, we'll chat, play video games, hang out, It's always so much fun, and that's just kind of my routine. I don't have a specific, obviously the normal getting ready for bed, showering, doing all those things, for health-wise for yourself. But other than that, I'm a nerd. I don't know. I game, I read, I watch movies, I do so many things, and it's hard to pick a one specific routine that's the same thing every night besides general, getting yourself ready for the next day. And with that, that's what I have for this episode. It might be a shorter episode, but I want to hear from you specifically. Please tell me what your routines are. Tell me what your rainy day activities are. Tell me what your comfort TV shows are. I want to hear from you. And I also want to hear about some topics that you want to hear about. Tell me what you want to hear. Obviously make it appropriate. Don't send me something crazy. But, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to look into different topics. But I'm so excited for this journey, and I'm so excited to keep talking with you guys and keep hanging out. I'm enjoying this, and I hope you are too. Until next time, keep the kettle warm and your heart cozy.